get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak.
Heart is present. Brain, pale.
So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this.
Hey everyone, hope you're okay. This is literally, we are less than 72 hours out from my Ironman journey, a journey which has been much longer than I first anticipated, having signed up in 2020 and now we're in 2021. So yeah, a little bit more training than I originally anticipated. The main reason for this video is for the charities, the brain tumour charity and the Christie at Manchester, the charities which I'm supporting and have been, been the motivation and the kind of the food to keep me going with the training and what will keep me going on the day on Sunday. So thank you so much for those of you who have donated, and hopefully this video might highlight the training I've done and kind of maybe a couple of other people might donate as a result, and if that's the case, then awesome. But also, it's although it's about my training, it is really to try and promote the charities a little bit, and I want to raise as much as I can by doing this journey. So yeah, we're 72 hours out. I'm feeling ready. I'm definitely ready for it. I couldn't have done any more training, and as long as I don't leave anything out there on the day on Sunday, then I'll be happy. That'll be a result. So why the Ironman? Well, the Ironman's been happening. The UK Ironman has been happening around the local area for quite a few years, and I've always kind of seen it or watched elements of it. And it was a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and I saw a couple of friends of mine do it, Paul and Rick, and it was an inspiration seeing those guys cross the line, being at the start of the day and seeing all those people and looking at them all getting in the water. I just thought, yeah, I want a piece of that action. And then that summer I signed up for it. So that's why the Ironman. It's just the challenge. We'll see how we get on. Like I say, I feel prepared for it. But if you're going to do a challenge, you might as well do something that challenges you, eh? So how's the training been over the past year? It's been up and down. Obviously, coming into the start of what would have been kind of the race last year, the spring of last year, I was ready, I was prepared, and then it got cancelled. So I allowed my fitness just to kind of ebb away a little bit, because the level of training just isn't sustainable. I mean, it might be for some if you're competing regularly, but certainly for myself, it wasn't sustainable at that level. So I just kind of eased it off and then picked it up again in the winter. So once all the winter snows had gone, around February time, started doing the running and the cycling. Obviously the pools weren't open, they didn't open till April, May time. But yeah, the training's gone well. I've had a couple of injuries, ankle injuries. I seem to have a really weak ankle and have regularly kind of gone over on that, and that's caused issues. That's not allowed me to run or cycle for a couple of weeks at a time. I broke a couple of ribs when I hit a tree on a mountain bike. It was a bit of a silly thing to do. But I'm in good shape now, just trying to stay injury free now. I've managed for the last couple of months. I'm just trying to stay injury free for the next couple of days. So the 3 areas. So when I first came into this, obviously, for those that, I'm sure you're all aware, but for those that don't know, it's a 2.4 mile swim, followed by a 112 mile cycle, and then a 26 mile run at the end. So it's quite a long day. Obviously the level of fitness you've got to be at is reasonably high. But coming into it, swimming was definitely my weakest area. It was an area which I wasn't overly kind of confident in I could jump in a pool and I could thrash 25 meters, 50 meters, but I'd never swum any distance. I'd never swum open water with a wetsuit before. So that's all been a bit of a learning journey. I did have a little bit of coaching last year, but that hadn't started at this year. But yeah, the swimming's come along and has become, quite an enjoyable experience. Even in the pool, I went swimming in the lakes earlier a couple of months ago, and that, in the Lake District, and that was awesome. What an experience that was, seeing the lakes from a completely different angle. So I'm anticipating the swim should take me somewhere between an hour 20 and an hour 30. That's a kind of, I'd say, a conservative estimate. I'd like to think I could do it quicker, but for me, I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I'm most apprehensive about the fact that I've never swum with a lot of people before. So yeah, I'm quite kind of apprehensive about that. We'll just see how that goes. I'm going to give myself a bit of room, and that may add time on, and I don't mind. I'm just going to kind of see the swim as a warm up, and once I'm out of there, it's onto the bike. 112 miles. It's 3 loops of one of a course, quite a hilly course, but I've been lucky enough that I've been able to train on that course. So I've probably got in excess of about 20 loops of the actual Ironman course, the bike loop. The biking's my stronger area. I've lived on bikes since I was I could walk. So I do a lot of mountain biking. Road biking really isn't my thing, but a lot of the skill sets of bike handling are transferable, and then it was just getting the fitness level up and the difference in gearing. But I'm happy with the bike. I'd anticipate again that taking me. I'm probably looking at averaging, I'd say, around 16-ish miles an hour, so maybe about 6.5 to 6 hours 50 on the bike. It all depends on the day. It depends on the conditions. It depends on how I feel. If you get any mechanicals, I've seen videos on YouTube of people saying that they're hoping to average 20 miles an hour, but I've never ridden the course. I'd love to be able to do that. I think that'd be optimistic for me. So I'm just going to plumb for that kind of 16-ish miles an hour. Hopefully go a little bit faster, but obviously I need to keep something in the tank for the run. So the run, yes, I've run a couple of marathons before. I know I can run the distance. I ran 19 miles the other week and felt really strong, and stopped because I naturally said I was only going to run 19-20 miles. But also I didn't have any water. I'd run out of water, so but I felt like I could have gone on. So on a good day, I could run a marathon, I think, at the moment in about 3 hours 30, notwithstanding the fact that I hadn't done 112 miles on the bike and 2.5 hours in the water and got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So again, that's a real unknown. How long is it going to take? I'd like to think I could get round in between 4, which would be amazing, 4.5, which I think is realistic. It's probably going to be kind of 4.5 plus, if I'm going to be a conservative estimate. So we're looking at a total kind of day, if everything goes well and I stick to my plan and I stay hydrated, I stay fueled, somewhere between 12 and 13 hours. But you know what? If it takes longer than that, I don't mind. As long as I finish, you know what? I might take the full 17 hours and get my money's worth. Why not, eh? Use all the aid stations, eat all the food, drink all the drink, and cross the line 17 hours after I started. We'll see. But yeah, the training's gone well. So over the past year, I've done a lot of training. So I've done over 230 hours training, covered nearly 2,400 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometers. That's kind of about 40,000 yards swimming, about 490 miles running, 1,800, 1,900 miles cycling. So I've put the time in, I've put the miles in, I've stayed injury free. So it's just a case of just going out in the course and making sure I give it my all for the charities that I'm doing it for, and that I don't leave anything. I'll be disappointed in myself if I cross the line. I think, I could have done that better. I could have done that. Obviously, there'll be stuff. I've never done a triathlon before, so I don't really know how it's going to go. So talk about throwing yourself into the deep end. There's always improvements I could have made, I guess, afterwards. But as long as I don't feel like I couldn't have put any more effort in, I'll be happy. So that really leads us to the charities, and those are the charities are going to be the thing that really, when it gets dark and it gets not physically dark. I hope it doesn't get dark when I'm still on the course. I mean, when mentally it gets tough and you go to kind of a dark place, which I believe, you know, is quite a regular occurrence, even at the top levels, let alone the very amateur level. It'll be the knowledge of knowing that I'm doing it for the charities and that people have donated that will keep me going. So the two charities are the brain tumour charity. So why this charity? Well, back in 2000, my dad died of a brain tumour. Although at the time he didn't have anything to do with the brain tumour charity. In fact, I don't even know whether it was established at that time. But it seemed like the most natural one to raise money for in memory of my dad, because I was only 18 at the time. I had a sister that was around 15, another brother and sister that are twins. They were about kind of 11, 12 years old. And it was a really, really tough time for us as kids and my mum. And if by raising just a little bit of money, I can help other families not go through that, because, you know, I've helped in a very, very small way to maybe someone gets cured of a brain cancer or they're able to live a little bit longer. I'd love for that to be a very, very tiny kind of legacy of doing this, just raising a little bit of money. So that means a lot to me. The second charity is the Christie Manchester. Again, we don't have much luck, but my mum was diagnosed with bowel cancer a couple of years ago. She's fine now, thank God. But yeah, she had a really rough time of it. It wasn't a great experience, but the Christie at Manchester were absolutely awesome and really helped her. Although we did benefit directly because they did an amazing job. I didn't see firsthand what they did, but I saw the result in my mum, and it was amazing. And hence the reason why I want to raise for the Christie Manchester. So I'm actually doing this, and I'm dedicating doing this Ironman to both my mum and my dad and these charities. So what's next? Well, it is Thursday morning. I need to go and register later on today. Before I do that, I've got to go and get my pre-race haircut. It's getting a bit long and bushy, and I need to be aerodynamic. So I'm going to go and get my hair cut. And Paul, who cuts my hair, he's doing the Ironman. He's got a couple of triathlons under his belt. So I'm going to try and tap him some information. So register later on today. Tomorrow, which is Friday, there's a swim session at Pennington Flash. I might go and do that. I don't know. I'm undecided yet. Just a practice swim, dead easy. Saturday, you've got to take your bike into Pennington Flash to rack it. That means just kind of hang it up, take your bags that you'll need for the bike. Drop my bag off in Bolton Town Centre for the run. And then that's me done, and I'll chill. I might go for a very gentle jog on Saturday just to kind of loosen the legs, keep them ticking over. But other than that, I'm kind of done. And then it's race day. It is race day on Sunday, so up nice and early, 3ish. Decent breakfast. My wife's taking me to the swim. And then, yeah, just see how it all goes, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm ready for it, and I can't wait. It's going to be an experience. So I'll do a post kind of race video. I will do, of course I will, just to say how it went. But fingers crossed, this time next week I'll have an Ironman medal, and I'll have done probably the hardest physical thing I'll have done in my life. A couple of thank yous. There's a bit of aerial footage throughout the video. Yes, I own an aerial drone business, but I couldn't film myself, so thank you to Danny at Retinair who did that for me. Great company, does a lot of sporting events. If you need any aerial drone photography, and I'm not available, use Danny. No, he's awesome, so use him. Damien at Cyclewell t-shirt, they do mobile, there you go, Cyclewell, they do mobile repairs. They do pop-up shops. They'll be giving my bike. I've kind of done a lot of work on my bike, but I'm going to take it down there just for a sanity check, get those guys to check it. Awesome, so check them out. And also, in the early day, Kev at the Heinz Head at Charlotte Richard very kindly donated some money so I could get some of the kit and some money for the charity. So thank you, Kev. That's the Hind's Head at Sharnet Richards. So thank you, guys. But I guess, again, thank you to everyone that's donated, everyone that will donate. It is greatly appreciated, and it is what will keep me going on Sunday. So wish me luck. See you later, guys.